19 LS Party Christian POV. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Milburn. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. We'll be at the Horizon Pack in about 20 minutes, Frankie. Our driver for the weekend says. Justin, Evelyn and I left at 3 AM this morning, so we didn't get much sleep last night. Our 5-hour car ride is finally up and I'm pretty excited to stretch my legs. I look over to see Evelyn and Justin leaning on each other, still in a deep sleep. When I first found out one of my best friends was mated to my sister, I was furious. But now, I see how much they really complement each other. I lightly nudge Justin to wake him up. Well, they're in 30, I say quietly. He nods and starts to sit up, leaving a sleeping Evelyn leaning on his shoulder. What time is it? Justin asks me while HES rubbing his eyes. 7:40 AM. Everyone is just waking up now. Lucky fuckers, I reply. Justin lets out a small chuckle. How was your night last night? Justin asks me. I told the guys that I was taking her to Luigi's for dinner. Honestly, I never thought I could be so whipped. I let out a low laugh. She told me she loved me, and I almost marked how I finish. That's huge, Christian. How was it? I didn't mark her. I said we'd wait until after the trip. If I did, there was no way I was leaving her. My wolf is already on edge as it is. He knows how fragile she is, I explain. Justin nods, understanding what I mean. She may be human, but she's definitely one of the toughest humans I've met. Justin says. With that, I definitely agree. She was even willing to try and fight one of us off, and she never runs away from confrontation. Who are we talking about? My sister asks in her groggy state. Christian almost markedly last night, Justin says. Evelyn jumps up in her seat, eyes wide. What do you mean almost, Christian? Did you lose control? Evelyn yells and gives me a harsh glare. No. She asked me too. I said we would wait because I was leaving today, I explain, hopefully calming her down. Evelyn immediately relaxes and smiles. She told you she loved you, didn't she? Evelyn says with a grin. You knew. I ask her now. Did Amelia tell her how she felt? Amelia brought it up in the pool today. She said she finally came to the realization, Evelyn says with a bright smile. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Milburn. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Can we stop for breakfast or something before going to the pack house? Justin asks me. Honestly, I'm pretty hungry too. And her eyes unpack aren't known for their culinary skills. Frankie, stop at the closest breakfast please, I say to the driver. After about 10 minutes we end up just getting McDonald's takeout. We spent the rest of the car ride talking about how to act in the new pack, and what to expect from all the alphas. They would all be on edge, since they're asking for my help. It's very hard on an alpha seagull when they can't lead their own pack correctly. We pull into the driveway to the pack house. It's much smaller than mine, but it's very modern. Black and white with large glass windows. As soon as the car comes to park, we jump out of the vehicle. Alpha Christian, welcome to Horizon Pack. Alpha Dax is standing in the doorway with the Luna. Alpha Dax, Luna Renee, thank you for your hospitality. This is my sister Evelyn, and my Gamma Justin. I motion to the couple beside me. Please come in. They'll show you to your rooms right away, Luna Renee says. We all nod and follow behind her. After going up a staircase and turning down a few hallways, I'm finally greeted to my bedroom. I open the door to find a decently sized room, with a very minimalist style. It's all white, with a queen-sized bed and small desk in the corner. Luckily there's an ensuite bathroom and large windows. The meeting is only in for hours. I'm gonna lie down for a bit, I say to Justin and Evelyn as they turn into their room across from mine. Us too. See you later, Justin says. We both close their doors and I crash on the bed, falling asleep almost instantly. Alpha Carson, Alpha Giovanni. It's a pleasure to see you both, I state as I enter the meeting room. They walk up to me and I shake both their hands. Alpha Christian, we appreciate your presence. Alpha Carson says, you've grown up well, Alpha Christian. Your father must be extremely proud, Alpha Giovanni says. Alpha Giovanni has known me since I've been a small boy and knows my father quite well through all the years. He sends his best. Where's Dex? I ask both the Alphas. They both shrug. I'm not sure. He had told us the meeting starts at 1. Alpha Carson says. We all decide to take our seats while we wait for the unpunctual Alpha. So Alpha Christian, has Dawn Pry found their Luna? My Juliet has been wondering. Alpha Giovanni asks. Juliet is the Luna of the North Mountain Pack. Yes, Ivy found my mate. You are welcome to come for the announcement. We will be doing it in June. I reply. June? Why so late? Schulten Trolunaby introduced immediately for the better of the pack. Alpha Carson says. The nerve of this guy giving me pack advice. Archie the one asking for my help to defend his own pack and dare speak about my decisions like this. My mate is human, and needs her time to adjust. Do you have any other inquiries on how I run my pack, Alpha Carson? I say in a low tone. Alpha Carson immediately leans back in his seat, shaking his head. I apologize, Alpha Christian, he says lowly, attempting to hold his pride. Juliet and I will be there for her announcement. Alpha Giovanni adds to the conversation. I nod my head at him in acceptance. I've always been very warm around my mate and friends. But it's times like this when my real Alpha side comes out. I've always tried to hide it from my Amelia. Good afternoon, Alpha Christian. Alpha Giovanni and Alpha Carson. Alpha Dax finally enters after 15 minutes of useless conversation. The man looks like a mess with his unorganized papers in one hand and half-buttoned-up shirt. The things I do for allies. Good afternoon, Alpha Dax. We all reply. He quickly takes his seat and sets down his papers. The rogue situation has really taken a toll on our pack. A lot of our border patrols are down because of injuries or that toxic gas. Alpha Dax begins. I immediately. My doctor has found a pill that reverses its effect. I have brought to for each of your packs. I begin to hand out the containers and the Alphas take them eagerly. Thank you, Alpha Christian, they all say in unison. Midnight eclipse have been quite disturbing around our borders. Rogues pass in and out of their pack, leaving lots of sightings on our lands. Alpha Giovanni states, Midnight eclipse are the scum of all werewolf packs, with a mentally insane leader. They're basically a pack of rogues following a crazy man. The rogues ever forgotten the meaning of pack borders? Alpha Carson exclaims, clearly frustrated as well. We haven't had any sightings in 2 weeks. As a precaution, we currently have 8 motion cameras around our borders. I have my warriors doing 6-hour shifts to ensure their peak performance, and the pills have proven to be of great use. I also have my pack learning new fighting techniques daily, as I have hired a professional fighter to help build up skill instead of strength. I explain. All the Alphas nod at my statement. I suppose we can invest in the same supplies. Where did you find this professional fighter? Alpha X asks. I do not want to reveal the identity of my mate just yet, as other than Alpha Giovanni. I do not entirely trust everyone in this room. David Evans. He recently moved near my pack and I met him in his gym. He was more than eager to train skilled athletes. Explain. They all nod and take notes. The meeting basically goes on like this for a good 3 hours. The Alphas sharing problems in their pack and we all strategize to find solutions. Finally, we are on our last problem. Training your pack for times a week to hours a day isn't enough, Alpha Dax. I begin. They need to be pushed to that. I get cut off by a loud thud of the door opening. Christian, we have a problem, Justin says as he enters the meeting room with a frantic Evelyn. The Alphas growl at their intrusion, but I quickly tell them to retreat. What I grit out. Amelia is gone. Evelyn says in a whisper. Wait, maybe I didn't hear her right. What did you say? I ask, standing up. The room seems to be heating up. Someone went to the school saying David was in an accident and Amelia was supposed to have left with that person. But David is fine. He was at the gym. Christian, someone took Amelia, Justin says, with worry in his voice. No, not again. Not my mate. Not her too. A loud growl escapes my chest and my wolf fights to take over. I'm leaving now. Justin will stay here for the rest of your needs. I turn to Alpha Dex. All alphas are now submitting to my growl. I turn to Evelyn and Justin, who nod at me, clearly scared out of their minds. I run out of the room into the parking lot, with Evelyn close behind me. Frankie is already waiting for me in the car. Frankie, step on it, is all I say, and he speeds out of the packed driveway before Evelyn even has the chance to get her seatbelt on. How could this happen? Only my pack members knew about her. I was so careful. I look over to see Evelyn sobbing. I reach over to her and hug her, allowing a tear to escape from my eyes too. First Annabelle and now Amelia. I grab myself own and call Bentley. Chris. I hear him answer. Where is she? What the fuck happened? I grit out, clutching on my phone. We have trackers everywhere with her scent. They found her bodyguards unconscious in the parking lot and a package. They're bringing it to me now. Jackson is going over security footage at the school. The entire pack is on lockdown until further notice. Isabella was the one to see her last. She said the teacher told her to go to the office urgently, and Amelia left after that. Bentley says, Amela currently told the secretary that her dad was in a car accident, and that was the last she saw of Amelia. Bentley adds, of course they say a motherfucking car accident to get her running. Whoever is behind this will pay. I'm on my way now, Bentley. I hang up the phone after this. Xavier is on the verge of taking over as my claws rip into the back seats of the car. We'll find her, Chris. We have to, Evelyn says. In between a sob. I don't reply. The only thing on my mind is what those fuckers must be doing to Amelia right now. After about 30 minutes my phone rings again. What? I grit out my answer. The package came. Christian, they knew the whole time about her. There's pictures of you guys since the time you went to the carnival. It's midnight eclipse. They left a note for you specifically, Bentley says. I crush my phone. Frankie, pull over now is all I managed to say. Evelyn face falls from what she overheard on the phone. As soon as Frankie pulls over, I jump out of the car. I transform into my wolf and run off, making my way back to my pack. Christian, I hear revel and cry out in the background. I ignore her and focus on my one destination. It took me about 2 hours to make it back to my pack. As soon as the pack house is in sight, I shift back and throw on a pair of shorts that were left under a tree. I run into the pack house, heading right for my office. I barge through the door and notice a scared-looking Bentley and Jackson. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I don't know how this happened, Jackson says, his voice choppy. I don't even leave for a fucking day, and this happens. Show me the motherfucking note, I say loudly as I march over to my desk. Bentley hands me the note and I can it over. Dear Christian, I thought you were better than your father. But yet again you leave an innocent girl for me to take. She's quite a beauty, your lovely mate of yours. Maybe I'll keep her for me. Annabelle could use a friend anyways. I told you I would be back to take down Don Pride one day. The rogues were more than eager to help me capture her after seeing her beauty. Such a shame she's just a weak human. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Right back. Oh wait, you don't know where I am. You see, our pack has adopted the rogue life. So good luck finding us. Victor Wilde. I growl loudly after reading the letter, trying my best to avoid another force shift. I punch my desk, resulting in it to split in two. Christian, you can't freak out right now. We need your mind, Bentley says, attempting to calm me down. My pitch-black eyes glare at him. Oh, I'm sure he'd be all fine and dandy hearing his mate was stuck with the monster who kidnapped your sister, who you still can't find. Everyone, she was dead. Oh, Christian, I hear my mom say as she enters my office, her eyes wet with tears. My dad follows closely behind her. Annabelle is alive. The mutt took me till I let out another growl. My mom's face falls as she starts sobbing hysterically, and my dad tears up as well. Anger surges within me. Did the trackers find anything? I turn to ask Bentley. No is all he manages to reply. I turn briskly out of the room and go back outside. My outrackers can't even find their Luna. I shift into my wolf and follow her very faint scent. After running for about 5 minutes, I see Jackson, Evelyn and allies Wolf catch up beside me, them to searching for her scent. After about 3 hours, we find the exact clearing where the last of her scent is. It's so faint. She must have been here hours ago. After this clearing in the forest, her scent vanishes. That's it. No other leads. I growl in frustration and turn to run back to the pack house to look over all the evidence again. Allie, Jackson and Evelyn follow me close behind. Her last scent is about an hour from pack territory. We all run back as fast as we can in order to help keep searching for my mate. Where are you, Leah? 20. Don's out and for Amelia P. over earlier that day, so how about we go to the beach after school today? Allie suggests. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Evelyn and Justin left early this morning for their trip. I went to school with the rest of the group and my classes have been going by pretty slow. Right now I'm in English class with Allie. Yes, I haven't had a beach day yet. I exclaim happily. I've been wanting to go to the beach for a while now. Perfect, I just told the others. Stephanie even offered to make us a dinner to take. Do you like mayo in your sandwich? Allie asks in return. No thanks. Mustard is fine, I reply. The bell rings and we all leave the classroom. Next up is history class with Isabel. I walk over to my locker, grab my history things and head to my next class. Hey, Isabel says as I walk in and sit in the desk beside her. Hey Isabel, did you finish the assignment yet? I ask her. We have a huge presentation due on Monday that we're all dreading. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. How about you? She replies. I managed to finish it before going over to Christian, so we'll just have to practice a little over the weekend. Yes, all done. I reply, smiling with pride. Miss Evans, may I see you for a second? Our teacher, Mr. Darlin says. I nod and walk up to his desk. It seems you have an emergency. Please head to the office right away is all he says. An emergency? What kind of emergency? I nod and walk out of the classroom. After passing a few hallways, I finally enter the front office. Oh yes, Amelia. It seems your father has been in a car accident. This man is here to bring you to the hospital. The secretary motions to a strange older man with a grey, hairy beard. A car accident? No, not again. I don't manage to get any words out but instead turn towards the man. Is he okay? I ask him, my voice cracking. We should leave now is all he replies. He walks out of the office briskly and I follow behind him. We get to the school parking lot and jump in his orange rusty pickup truck. How do you know my father? I say as we're driving down the freeway. He hesitates for a second and finally answers. You are quite the gullible Luna. Victor said to talk about a car accident. I just didn't think it would be this easy, the old man says. Suddenly all the blood rushes from my body and my face grows pale. What is this guy talking about? What does he know about me? What? I say in a whisper. I think it's time for you to sleep is all he replies. He pulls out a rag from his pocket and forces it on my face. I try to hold my breath as long as I can and kick away, but judging by the man's strength, I cheers a werewolf. Eventually I end up breathing in the toxic from the rag and I fall into complete darkness. I wake up lying on a cold, hard surface. I raise my arm to rub my eyes when I notice big metal handcuffs wrapped around my wrist and look to see the chains tied to the wall. I raise my body to look at my surroundings. I first notice him lying on cold, rusting cement. I see why iron bars separating me from my freedom. I look to my left and see another figure staring at me intently. Another girl, who is also chained to the wall wearing nothing but a brown dress. I look down to see that luckily I'm still in my clothes from before. Grey sweat pants and a pink crew neck. Wait. Oh my god, I was kidnapped. No one knows I was even gone. Wait, how long was I asleep for? All these questions going on in my head are soon interrupted by the voice of the little girl. Hello, I'm Annabelle, she says. I look at her more clearly and she looks so young. Maybe even 10 years old. She has long black hair and brown eyes. Annabelle looks very skinny and weak. She needs to get out of here. What is this place, I ask her, still confused of my surroundings. The last thing I saw was that old man forcing the rag on my face. You've been kidnapped by the Midnight Eclipse Pack. This is their bunker. Did you happen to see how you got here? Annabel explains, taking a step closer to me. They kidnapped me. An old man, he put a rag on my face when we were still on the highway. I tried to explain. Amelia, I add. Nice to meet you, Amelia, is all she says. Why are you here? I ask her. What is a little girl doing stuck in a jail cell? They kidnapped me when I was 9 years old. I've been here for a long time, but I'm not sure exactly how long. The leader of this pack has been trying to take down my dad's pack since before I was born. The little girl explains. Oh my God, she was ripped away from her own family. If they haven't found her in such a long time. What is my fate? You're a human. What is your purpose? I don't know. I'm mated to an alpha, but we didn't tell anyone outside of the pack. Could it be he wants to take over my mate's pack too? I ask her. She nods and frowns. What pack is your dad's? Maybe I've heard of it. I add to my list of questions. My dad's pack is Dawn Pride, she says. Dawn Pride. Isn't that our pack? I was about to reply when we both turned towards the sound of footsteps making their way downstairs. Welcome, Amelia. I hope everything is to your liking. Is the floor cold enough? The man says in a snicker. He seems to be hiding in the shadows, so I can't get a good view of his face. He seems pretty tall. And muscly too. What do you want with me, I plead? I need to get out of here fast. Now first get acquainted, he says, stepping forward into the light. He seems about the age of my father, with red hair, green eyes and a sinister smile. He has a large scar that runs across his forehead. I am Victor, he says, bowing. This is Annabel, your mate, sister. He motions to Annabel and my mouth falls open. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nelban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. He has another sister. You're a Christian's mate. She says as her jaw drops. I nod weakly, tears forming in both of our eyes. Oh yes, now that we're all reunited. Annabel here will be my future wife, so I brought her a friend to keep her company. Victor says. I look at him horrified. The girl could be 9 years old and he has claimed a child. You won't touch her, I say, getting up to stand in front of her. My chains dragging across the cell floor. Oh, you humans always overestimated your strength. It's a shame I can't kill you right away, Victor says, snickering. Anyways, I'll leave you both alone for tonight. See you tomorrow, my kittens. With that, Victor turns and walks up the stairs. I turn to face the teary-eyed Annabel. We will get out of here, I say, stepping towards her. I cautiously bend down and wrap my arms around her small frame. She reciprocates the action as she leans on me, letting her tears fall freely from her face. They haven't found me, she says, her voice cracking in between her sniffles. I pull her closer to me and run my hands through her matted hair to comfort her. Then you will go to them. Annabel, you aren't alone anymore. We will get out of here together, I reply in a whisper. Half had HHM awoken from my slumber by freezing cold water being thrown on me. I bolt up from the cement floor and turn to Annabel. Luckily they didn't soak her too. Wake up, kitten. It's time for your meal, the familiar old man says. Oh, in Gilbert, by the way, he says with a creepy smile. The man is missing most of his rotted teeth. Gilbert slides a silver tray under the bars. I look over to see a plate with one toast with butter and a small glass of water. Normally I wouldn't eat food a stranger gives me, but seeing as though I feel as though I haven't eaten in 24 hours. I'm freaking hungry. I scarf down the food immediately and slide the tray back to Gilbert. Time for your activity of the day, Gilbert says as he unlocks the cell doors. Annabel jerks away and looks at him in horror. Gilbert makes his way to my chains and detaches them from the wall. He begins to hold them as he exits the door, yanking me along the way. He pulls me so hard I fly through the air and land hard on the ground. You're doing to regret, that fuck face, I grit out as I wipe the blood off my lip. Gilbert only laughs as he continued to drag me down a long grey cemented hallway. I hear the cries of Annabel in the background and my heart breaks for her. He turns briskly and opens a metal door and pushes me inside. I fall hard on my ribs on the hard floor. I look up to see a dimly lit room filled with lab equipment and one chair, with restraints. Oh my God. Now let's put you on your throne, Luna, Gilbert says. He grabs me roughly and forces me on the chair. I kick and scream with all my might. I even attempt some moves Dad taught me, but he outmatched me in size and strength by too much. Gilbert restrains my wrists and head to the chair and lets out a dark chuckle. You see, Amelia, this is all Christian's fault. You are here because of him. We are doing this to you because of him. Young Annabelle doesn't see it. But we will show you how much of a monster Christian truly is, Gilbert says. He then reaches over to a lab table, grabs a long needle and walks towards me. I squirm with all my might, creating burns from tugging on my restraints. He will find me. You are all monsters. Gilbert inserts the needle in my neck and my head starts spinning. My eyes close instantly. I open my eyes and find myself in the same room. Christian is here. Christian, help. Help. But he only looks at me and laughs. You are weak. You deserve to be treated like so. Take care of her, Christian motions to two other men I've never seen before. What no, Christian? What's happening to me? I scream even louder. Christian takes one look at me and laughs at my pleas. The two other guys start to walk closer to me, and finally, when they are only a few centimeters away, they start punching and whipping me, from my face to my abdomen and ankles. Pain surrounds me, and it's all because of him. Christian did this to me. I wake up in a jolt and find myself in my familiar cell. I look down and notice only a few bruises on me, mostly from how Gilbert dragged me down the hall. Oh my God, what did they do to me? That worst Christian. The needle. They did this to me. My heart rate picks up and I begin to pull with all my might to free myself from the chains. Blood dripping from my wrists from all the friction. Amelia, stop, it's no use, I hear a faint voice say. I turn to see Annabelle, who's huddled up in a small corner. The needle. It wasn't real, it can't be real. I scream out, tears flowing from my cheeks once again. I want my dad. I want my mum. I want Christian. I need my home. I sob hysterically as I cover my face with my hands in a crouched position. What did they do to you? Annabelle asks, walking over to me. Her legs are all bone and I can tell from her wobbly frame she hasn't got much strength left in her. They know Christian. No, I saw him. Then they put in a needle. It's just so real. It's all I managed to get out. I eventually tire myself out and fall asleep, with tears still running down my face. It's been what I presume a couple of weeks I've been inside this hellhole. Every day I wake up with either freezing water splashed on me, or by a kick in the gut. Then I get one piece of toast and sometimes a glass of water. Then I go into the chair. I see visions of Christian and the monster he is. No, he isn't a monster. At this point, I don't know. Everything seems so real in there, and it's hard to differentiate the memories. Sometimes I see us in his room, when suddenly he has his hands around my neck killing me. Sometimes I see us at a carnival on a date. Then he orders people to beat me up and watches, laughing at my pain. But then there's other memories, of times he was once good too. Annabelle tells me H.E.S. always been a great brother to her. But now, I don't know. H.E.S. done horrible things, killed innocent people. He doesn't love me. H.E.S. doing this to me. Wait, no, he isn't. Victor is. Or maybe it's Christian. My mind has become mush. It's like my brain and my heart are constantly at war with the different memories I see once I enter the room with the chair. After I come back from the room with the chair, more like I wake up back in my cell. I spend the day talking with Annabelle about our old lives, about escaping, and I even taught her some of French. Then we have dinner, which is a glass of water or occasionally a piece of toast. After dinner, I go back into the chair and then wake up back in my cell, starting the routine all over again. I've already lost a lot of my body mass and I worry if I stay here too long I won't get myself up anymore. I need to keep going on though. One day the guards will make a mistake and Annabelle will escape. She's too young and undeserving of this. She deserves a childhood. I've lived. I can handle it. My reason for waking up every day is her. She is my hope. 21. Unpudu Leray Christian POV. It's been a month since I've last seen Amelia. There's no longer a light inside me. She was my light. She was my purpose. Xavier and I are at a loss with the missing of our mate. A whole month and still no fucking leads. We've searched all neighboring packs. I even marched on to Midnight Eclipse lands, and there was no trace of her. It seems Victor left their pack a few months ago. Now Midnight Eclipse has a new alpha. A quarter of my pack warriors are out all the time searching for Amelia and Annabelle. I spend most of my time alone, in my office doing pack work, or training on the field with the pack. I've had everyone train every day for at least hours. I stay and train until Bentley drags me inside. Every night I go out in wolf form, attempting to track her scent. When I come back, I spend my time on our bedroom, doing all the renovations for her green room. Everyone is miserable too. No one laughs anymore. It's like a dark cloud has consumed our pack with the loss of their future Luna. Amelia may not have been formally introduced, but she has definitely impacted the pack. Finding out my sister was indeed alive this whole time and being in Victor's hands also shocked the pack. Everyone is constantly worried. Amelia est taking it pretty hard too. He feels like HES already lost her and blames himself for moving here. Kerry has been his rock throughout this. David has stayed with her this whole time. He spends all his time training at the gym and meeting with everyone who is trying to get Amelia back. The entire pack is on lockdown, and we've even started homeschooling all grades. Christian, I hear Bentley say as he enters my office. I let out a low growl as I look up from my paperwork. I found this video recorder in your downstairs office and I think you want to look at it, Bentley says hesitantly. He gently places the camera on my desk and shuts the door. I take the camera and turn it on. As soon as the screen lights up, I do a double take. A video of my mate is on the screen. I quickly press play on the video. The boys are going to kill us. I hear Eleanor say in the background as my angel looks to be adjusting the camera. No, they aren't. Bentley's too whipped to lay a finger on you, my angel replies, giggling. Oh, how I've missed her laugh. I feel warm tears threaten fall from my face. I have not cried since her kidnapping. All I've felt was anger for this past month. I think we should introduce our prank to our viewers, Amelia says with a shout. I hear feet stomping and soon Eleanor shows up in the frame. Welcome to our prank cam, Eleanor shouts. Both girls are giggling and smiling. I can't help myself but smile at the video. We will be ranking our macho werewolf mates. Oh Eleanor, we should show this at a packed dinner or something. Imagine everyone seeing their leaders covered in flowers. Amelia says, full on laughing at this point. Yes. I say as high-rank females of the pack. We hold an annual prank week, on top of April Fools, Eleanor suggests. To my agent extraordinaire, Marilyn Noban, heartfelt thanks for your unfading patience, enthusiasm. Dear Dawn Pride Pack, we will be holding a prank week from Amelia starts then gestures to Eleanor. Our birthdays. They're 5 days apart, we should do it that week. August 3rd to August 10th. Best prank wins, Eleanor says. A personal chef for 3 days. Amelia finishes excitedly. Okay, we must seal the date. With a dance party, Eleanor yells out. Both girls jump around the bathroom excitedly. I can't help a chuckle from escaping my throat watching the girls. They're here. I hear the elevated O-ring in the background and the girls sprint off out of the bathroom. The entire prank is recorded on this. My mate, her beautiful smile and contagious laugh. Things I haven't seen in what seems to be an eternity. I jump out of my chair and leave my office, searching for Bentley. For once, a small smile emerges on my lips. I walk into the living room and see everyone. Allie, Bentley, Eleanor, Evelyn, Justin and Jackson sitting there. To my agent extraordinaire, Marilyn Noban, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I hear Reverence say as she runs up to me and hugs me, with tears still streaming down my eyes. I hug her back. See? Can we see the video? Eleanor asks in a whisper. I nod and walk over to show them all my mate. Everyone laughs at their silliness and soon we all end up teary-eyed towards the end. You know I still find those damn gems when I go in that bathroom, Bentley says with a weak chuckle. I found flowers in my hair for a week straight after their little prank, I add. With a chuckle of my own. You know, Amelia was plotting another prank on all four of you guys, Evelyn says. Her turn giggling. She was going to pour soap all over the floors around the kitchen and call you all so that you would come rushing in. It would have been like a slip and slide in here and you guys would have fallen everywhere, Evelyn finishes. We all let out a small laugh at that idea. Can we show this to the pack, Christian? I think they need to see who exactly they're fighting for. Everyone has felt the loss, but I think they've forgotten the light from before. Ali asks hesitantly. We'll hold a pack dinner tonight, and show it just before dessert, I reply. Honestly, I think we all needed a little silliness around here. Everyone else nods and smiles excitedly. If anyone can come out of this smiling, it's Amelia. Jackson says, a frown growing on his face. I hate myself for saying this, but knowing Annabelle is alive, I'm kind of glad she has Amelia. Evelyn adds, crossing her arms on her chest. Alpha rogues have come in the territory. Northern border. One of my warriors mind link me to our agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Milgan. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Northern border, I grit out. I carefully place the camera on the coffee table and rush into the elevator, with the rest of them following me. As soon as we hit ground floors, run outside, shifting into our walls as fast as we can. Xavier has been much less merciless. I've killed more rogues this past month than I have my entire life. In a matter of minutes we find the rogues. Only 10 of them. They're standing right outside of the Pax orphanage. We all pounce on the rogues, each of us snapping their necks instantly until only one is left. Deciding to interrogate the last one, we all shift back in our human form. Shift I command. The rogue growls, but ends up shifting into a blonde boy with brown eyes. He looks about my age, but seems really beaten up. Why are you on my territory, I boom, using my alpha tone. Victor said you needed a little bit of action, the rogue says, smirking. I growl loudly when hearing that mutt's name. I lunge at him and get a hold of the rogue's neck. Everyone behind growls at the mention of his name as well. Where are they, I grit out. The rogue only smirks wider this time. There's no point, Alpha Christian. All I know is that Victor is taking good care of your lovely girls, he says in a teasing tone. I crush my hand around his neck and he falls limp. I growl even louder this time. Xavier takes control and runs off into the forest. I need to let Xavier cool down. There you are, Christian. We were worried. My mom says as I enter the pack house. Sorry, I mumble out. You can't just run off like that, son, my dad says, making his entrance in the room. Him and my mom both walk closer to me. I needed to cool down farther. That rogue worked with Victor. He was taunting us. I say in a louder tone. Victor has been a problem with our pack since forever. Because he was in love with my mom, who left him when she found my dad, her true mate. He went crazy, going on killing sprees and challenging alphas. He had a baby with a random werewolf female in his pack, resulting in the birth of the future alpha. When I was 15 years old, his pack tried to attack ours since Victor wanted my mom back. They lost the war, and I killed Victor's only son in the crossfire. Then, when I turned 17, he kidnapped Annabelle. Everyone thought he killed her since there was a huge pile of her blood at the scene where she was taken. No one thought she could survive such a loss of blood, and we barely felt any ties to her being. Now, he has kidnapped my... You are Alpha Christian. You must control your temper more. Now they are waiting for us in the dining hall for dinner. Get cleaned up and be down here fast. My mother orders. I nod and let out a huff. I walk into my downstairs office and throw on a white polo shirt and jeans that I've left inside. As soon as I finish getting dressed, I walk out of my office and make my way into the dining hall. I enter the large dining room and all pack members rise. Thank you, Don Pride members. You may resume your meal, I announce quickly. They all nod and noise fills the room once more. I walk over to the head of the table and join everyone else. "How are you doing?" Bentley says as I take a seat beside him. Less angry, I reply as I pick up my utensils and begin eating my steak. "The tech team is setting up the video now," Eleanor says, breaking the silence. We all nod at her statement and resume eating. After our meal is finished, I get up from my chair and make my way in front of the dining hall. Earlier today, Beta Bentley has found a video of our Luna. Following my sister Evelyn's suggestion, we have decided to share the happy memory with you all. I state. They all nod and turn their heads to watch the TV. The tech team presses play on the video and I watch as the entire pack watches it in awe. Even the little kids start bursting out in laughter at the sight of their alpha and beta fur flowers and gems. Smiles fill the dining room, and for the first time this month, the dark cloud disappears around the pack. This is what we are fighting to get back. My sister and Luna Amelia have been suffering at the hands of Victor for far too long. We must work harder than ever to ensure their safe return. I am open to all ideas and suggestions for their rescue. I thank you for your time, and I hope this video has brought as much happiness to you all that it has to me. I fight for Luna Amelia, and Annabelle, one of my pack members, stands up and bows to me. Everyone else follows his lead and the entire dining room is on one knee. "Thank you, Dawn Pride. I will retrieve your Luna and my sister. Dinner is over." They all get up and exit the room. I make my way out of the room as well. I bid goodnight to everyone and make my way to our bedroom. I collapse on the bed, the only thing that her scent still lingers on. Sleep has not come easily for me this past month. When Amelia was first taken, I hadn't slept for a week. Nowadays, I manage to get a maximum of 3 hours in. At times like this, I worry about her. Is she breathing? Are they harming her? Sometimes, I feel her pain. It's the only thing still telling me she's alive. Our bond is hanging on by a thread, and I don't know how much longer I will be able to keep going without her. Without them both. I sigh, clutching onto my mate's pillow, and close my eyes, attempting to gain the few hours of sleep my body has allowed me. 22. L'Amelia POV Annabelle. CE Soitus Ors DC. GVA's dis to air notre gardet VA escurai, alla plus loin Q to pux. Le pain Q was mine and extra laws des, dus a mains vid I de revector force. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nolben. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Tonight you are escaping. You're going to distract our guard, and you're going to run as far as you can. The extra bread that you ate these last 2 weeks will give you strength, I say to Annabelle as we go over our plan for a last time. These past 2 weeks I've given almost all my rations to Annabelle in order for her to be strong. We've been planning for a very long time, and Victor is planning on taking Annabelle away tomorrow, so it's now or never. Thankfully she's picked up on French quick, so we can talk to each other easily. "Geneva postparto sans toi, I don't want to leave without you," she replies as I pull her into a hug. With her gone, I'm sure I will get all the beatings and more torture. But she doesn't deserve this. Annabelle deserves her life, and I am willing to die trying giving it to her. She will not be a slave to that man. To vie esparta mor papillon, et ni reviens jamais. You are leaving my butterfly. And never return, I say to her harshly. I've given her the nickname Butterfly because she's a true beauty behind her shell. And once it's out in the open, she spreads color to everyone she's around. On the 80s over we will save you, Annabelle whispers, holding on to me tightly. I don't want them to come back. Christian will kill me. In hoping Annabelle will forget about me in here. Because I will not leave with that monster. Christian is why I am here in the first place. I hate him. I used to see good memories of him, but now I know it was all fake. Christian is the true monster. She is the one behind my nightmares on that little chair. He awaits. Git and I turn to glare at the guard who's walking towards our cell. Right now is time for my second visit to the monster of the day. The same thing happens. They strap me on the chair first. Then Christian comes in and tortures me or kills me. HES ruin me. The guard rustles with the keys and opens the door to the cell. I usher for Annabelle to take her stance, and she gets up and prepares to leave. As soon as the guard comes close to my I wrap my chains around his neck and send the hardest knee but to his face as I possibly can. The guard falls onto the floor. Unconscious, I pick up his keys and toss them to Annabelle. She fiddles with her handcuffs and finally unlocks herself. She briskly gets up and takes one last glance at me. "Fly away, my little butterfly," I whisper out. She's about to reply, but the guard starts moving around again. She bolts out of the prison and up the stairs. By the sound of the door, I can tell She's made it out. Relief washes over me. As I finally feel peace, I pray that she escapes and finds happiness, that she lives the life she deserves. "You bitch." The guard gets up and sends me flying with an uppercut to my jaw. My back hits the wall hard and I fall to the ground, coughing up blood. "Christian won't be happy," he says with a sinister grin. He yanks me from the floor and drags me across the hallway, my bare legs skidding on the cement floor. As we enter the room, he grabs my wrists and throws me onto the chair, strapping my arms and head as tight as possible. He injects me with the same liquid and my eyes flutter shut. Annabelle POV trees, grass, the moon. I take in my surroundings as I run as fast as I can away from the underground bunker. I attempt to memorize the location as I brush past trees and jump over logs. I run for what seems to be hours, my strength rapidly decreasing. If only I was of age to shift. My legs are begging me to stop. My lungs barely circulating enough air for me to move on. Cannot stop. Amelia sacrificed her life to save me and I must get help to get her out there. I keep sprinting through the woods until suddenly I hear rustling and low growls. I turn around to see two wolves behind me, chasing me down. A shriek escapes my lips as one of them tackles me down. My back lands hard on the ground and the wolf stays on top of me, pinning me to the ground. I turn to face the wolf and notice no red eyes. These aren't rogues. They're from a pack. They don't carry Victor's scent either. P. Clear. Imma, Annabelle B. Black of Dawn Pride Pack. Help me. I scream out, thrashing against the wolf holding me down. Suddenly the wolf jumps off me, allowing me to sit up. Both four of us shift into their human form. "Alpha Christian's sister?" the man asks. "Why, yes," I reply, wheezing for air. Both men step forward towards me, when suddenly my eyes grow heavy and I collapse back onto the ground. My senses slowly come back to me, and I hear yelling around where I am. My body feels like it's on something soft, hopefully a bed. I slightly move my finger and all voices come to a halt. With all my strength, I open my eyes and look around the room. "Daddy, to my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nelben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm." I croak out, hoping they are here. This doesn't smell like Victor's cell. My eyes flutter, adjusting to the lighting. There's a disinfectant smell lingering in the air and I see multiply wires attached to my body. I look up, my heart stops. "Mommy, Daddy, Evie and Chris are here." "Oh my," and a mommy runs over to me in a cry. She pulls me into her and runs her hands through my hair. I've missed her touch. Daddy soon follows, pulling both of us in a hug. I look over to see Evie and Chris, both hugging each other, their hands covering their mouths. "I missed you," I choke out. Chris and Evie walk over to me and soon we're all in a big family hug. Warmth fills my heart. I've escaped. "Oh sweetie, I'm so sorry," Mom says, still sobbing. We're all interrupted by the sound of a new person coming into the room. "To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nelben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I'm so glad you're awake." A woman wearing a doctor's coat comes in. Everyone pulls out of a hug, but Mom and Dad still hold my hands. "How are you feeling?" she asks. "Home is all," I reply. "I feel at home. I have my family back. No more cell." To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nelben, heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. "How did you get here?" Dad asks. "Oh no, Amelia. She needs help. Amelia." I yell out frantically. I turn and try to pull all my wires out of my body. Mom holds my hands back. "She saved me. They'll hurt her, Mommy, please. I cry out. Chris steps towards me and crouches at my level. You saw Amelia. I see pain in his eyes. Yes, she was with me. She sacrificed herself so that I could escape. I continue yelling. Christian looks down and I see tears falling out of his eyes. Baby, do you know where she is? Mom asks, making me look towards her. I nod quickly. It's underground. I need to get to the forest. Once again attempting to break free from my bed. Let's try to see if you can walk first, Anna. We cannot risk your safety, Ellie says. Taking a step towards me. Mom helps me unwrap from all the machines. Dad and Chris hold my arms as I take my first step off the bed. My knees buckle and just before I hit the ground, Chris catches me. You are in no condition to leave Annabelle, Chris says harshly. He walks out of the room and Dad places me back in bed. I'm sorry, Annabelle. Christian is just a little upset, Mom says. Amelia needs help. Mommy, please. Someone can carry me. She is Chris' mate, right? They all nod. I will carry her. I want 10 warriors around us. I will talk with Christian, Dad says, getting up from the chair and leaving the room. Mum and Evie make their way towards me and hug me once more. I love you, Annabelle, Mommy says. I've missed you, she adds. Amelia POV ugh. I slowly open my eyes and find myself back on the familiar cement floor. I slowly raise my body and look in front of me. My heart stops at the sight of Victor, standing right above me. My future wife has escaped at your hands. You pathetic human, he grits out, kicking me in the abdomen. She did it. Annabelle did it. I can't help a smile creep onto my face. My first real smile in what it feels like weeks. Don't smile, you brat. You will pay. He yells as he throws me to the other side of the cell, my body crashing onto the hard cement. She's at the North Mountain Pack. The Black family are there too. They will be coming soon. I hear another guard say as he makes his way down the stairs. No, not Christian. Don't let them come. No, don't let him come. I scream out, my breathing becoming heavy. I think it's time for Christian to have his darling Una back. Don't worry, Amelia. He'll be back with my revenge, Victor says with a grin. Panic surges through me. No, I've seen that Christian is a monster. He'll kill me. No, no, please. I cry out, begging for them not to send me back to him. They both exchange eye contact and chuckle. I wonder how Christian is going to deal with this. CM and Amelia. Time for your last visit to the chair, Victor chuckles as he pulls my hair and drags me out of the cell. My hands reach out to anything in attempt to hold me back from going there. Stop resisting, bitch, he grits out. He picks me up by my legs and throws me over his shoulder. I hear him open the familiar metal door and am launched on the chair. Remember, Amelia, this is all because of Christian, Victor says as he straps me into the chair. I thrash in an attempt to break free, but my attempts are short-lived as I'm once again injected with the serum. I wake up in the woods, running frantically from the familiar black wolf. He growls loudly as he gets a hard bite on my leg. I collapse and cry out in pain. I turn over and look into his blue eyes, filled with hatred, those monstrous eyes that haunt me every day. He lunges towards me and bites down on my neck. The last thing I hear is a snap and my eyes close. I jolt awake and find myself sitting in the same chair. Normally I wake up in my cell after seeing memories of Christian. Cold sweat drips down my forehead as I look around frantically. No one is here. I pull on the restraints in an attempt to get off the chair. I stop suddenly when I hear rustling outside the door and cower in fear. My breath hitches and the sound of my rapid heartbeat fills the room. I look over at the door and see the doorknob moving slightly. After a few seconds, the door bursts open and I scream loudly, HES coming for me. I thrash once more on the chair, my wrists and head bleeding from the friction. I hear footsteps and look up to see who's here. My eyes meet Christian and I let out a loud scream. No, stay away. Please. No. Tears rolling down my cheeks. They left me with monster. Hell hurt me. I look beside Christian and see Bentley. How could Bentley work with such a monster? Both men stay there, frozen in place while they watch me plead for them to leave. I look back over to Christian, who takes a reluctant step towards me. Just get it over with. Kill me. I scream at him, admitting my defeat. Victor told me he would come for me eventually. I begin to sob even louder than before, my lungs barely able to provide me with enough oxygen. Christian and Bentley rush over to me and I scream out once more. Angel, please, it's me. I could never hurt you, my love, Christian says as I begin hyperventilating. I scream once more and finally my eyes grow heavy and I lose all my senses. My last thought is my parents. I will finally be with my mother now. I'm sorry you're now alone, Daddy. 23. Death surprises at a Union's Christian POV earlier that day. Hey Anna, I say as I walk back into her hospital room. Dad, Mom and Evelyn went to get lunch for us in the cafeteria. Hey Chris, she replies, with a big smile on her face. I've missed that little nickname she's given me. I make my way onto the bed and sit beside her. I'm so sorry that we didn't find you sooner, I confess. It's eaten my up inside since I first saw her frail little body. When we got the call from Alpha Giovanni, our hearts stopped. Seeing her, lying in the bed almost lifeless with bruises over her underweight body, it killed me. My baby sister was left to deal with her demons all alone. Chris, knowing you had a hold on Nami. Victor told me he made it look like I died. I knew you would always search for me and look at us now. In home, she replies. I smile at her and pull her into a hug. We were always close as siblings. All three of us. Are you sure you're okay with going back there? I ask her sincerely. As much as I hate the idea of not going to my Amelia sooner, my sister just got back from almost 2 years of hell. Yes, Christian, she needs us. But she's changed, I think. Annabelle says. What do you mean? I ask her. What the hell did Victor do to them? Well, at first, she used to be optimistic like me, saying that you guys will come for us. They would take her into a room. Then hours later, she would come back unconscious. I have no idea what they would do to her. She would wake up freaking out in the beginning, saying weird things. Eventually, she stopped talking about her before life. She seemed conflicted with herself. Whatever they did to her, it seems to have really messed with her. She told me not to come back with you, Annabelle explains. A low growl comes from my chest hearing those words. Victor and his Hold'em army will pay. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I say shortly, trying to calm myself down. Amelia will be back to us soon. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. It's time to go. Bentley and Jackson are here, Dad says as he walks in. Dad walks over and picks Annabelle up in his arms, holding her bridal style. CM on horsey. Let's go on a quest. Annabelle says, patting my dad on his shoulder. Dad and I let out a chuckle and we make our way outside of the pack clinic. As we exit the doors, I see all the warriors we've assembled. Today, we rescue Aluna. Thank you to everyone who is fighting alongside with us. Annabelle will be leading the way. Her and Amelia are your top priority. Let's move, I state. All warriors line up and we take off into the forest, with my dad beside me, aiding the group with Annabelle in his arms. We'll find her, Christian. She's going to be okay, Bentley says as HES running beside me. That way, I hear Annabelle guide. We all follow her orders as we make our way through the woods. It seems Victor was not staying in a pack after all. He must have created his own rogue pack. After about an hour and a half of running, Annabelle calls us to a halt. Aye, it's underground, right behind that clearing. I recognize the Redbird house here. Annabelle points to a tree beside me. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Noban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. We're going to take you back now. Amelia will be safe, I say to her. I quickly nod to my dad and he takes off back to the northern pack along with 10 of my warriors. All right, everyone. We all need to take caution as we don't know what kind of traps Victor has for us. Follow me, I say to the rest of the warriors. We walk further into the clearing and as Annabelle said, an old rusted bunker comes into view. I walk closer to the door and notice there are no other people outside. Why isn't this place guarded? There's no one here, Jackson whispers to me. I nod and my confusion grows. Surround the bunker. No one gets out. I announce. Everyone quickly disperses around the area as me. Jackson, Bentley and a few more warriors make our way to the entrance. I place my hand on the door handle and find it unlocked. I slowly open it and am greeted with the smell of my mate. I walk into the bunker and rush down the stairs, my men following close behind. As soon as we hit the bottom of the stairs, I turn and see a cell. My mate's smell and Annabelle S still lingers in the room. I walk closer inside and notice 2 sets of handcuffs chained to the wall and some blood. Amelia S. blood. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. I storm out of the cell and make my way down the long narrow hallway. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. What if it's a trap? One of my warrior asks me as we begin our walk down the hallway. Either way, it's evidence. They may be gone, but I smell both of them here. Amelia S. leads down this hallway. I want everyone to search through these doors. Pick up anything you can. I motion to the few doors down the hallway. Finally, I get to the door where Amelia's scent is strongest. I hope she's still here. I go to open the old rusted metal door and of course it's locked. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. Jackson found this set of keys in an office. Bentley hands me a set with keys. Luckily, the first one I attempt works and I slowly open the door, with Bentley following close behind. As soon as I open it, I hear thrashing. Amelia's scent comes at me in full force. I throw the door open and my heart stops at what I see. Amelia barely looks herself anymore. She's so skinny and her eyes sunken in. She's wearing a ripped brown dress and covered in blood and bruises. No, stay away. Please, no. She screams when she finally looks at us. She begins throwing herself around even more, trying to break free from the chair. I look around and she's in some sort of laboratory. My heart hurts as I see blood draw down her head. I motion to take a step towards her, attempting not to scare her. Just get it over with. Kill me, she yells once more, with tears streaming down her cheeks. Kill her. Bentley and I rush over to break her free from the restraints. I hear her heart rate pick up tremendously. It sounds like she might have a heart attack. Angel, please, it's me. I could never hurt you, my love, I attempt to whisper to her as I finally reach her. She starts hyperventilating and eventually passes out, her body hanging limp from the restraints. Bentley, search everything. Take all the evidence. I'll take care of my mate, I order quickly. Bentley just stands there wide, I looking at my mate. Bentley now. I grit out. He quickly snaps out of his thought and starts gathering things from around the room. I turn back to my Amelia. I snap all the restraints off her wrists and head and she falls limp into my arms. I whimper at our first contact. Her body so fragile and weak. I lift her up and she weighs as much as the young children in our pack. I'm never letting anything happen to you again, Angel, I whisper in her ear and kiss her on her forehead. Christian, you need to see this, Bentley says, motioning him to walk towards him. Amelia's pulse is dying down by the minute. I need to get her help. They'll send extra warriors to help you, I reply to him. He nods in agreement and I run out of the room, with my little mate in my arms. To my agent extraordinaire, Madeleine Nilban. Heartfelt thanks for your unfailing patience, enthusiasm. They've been here the whole time, Jackson says, turning out of one of the doorways. As soon as he sees me, his whole body freezes. Oh my God, a Smithy, he says as he runs towards us. I let out a warning growl. No one is to touch her but me. She find Jackson. You and Bentley take everything here. Amelia needs a doctor, I grit out. Jackson bows in submission and I continue my journey out of the bunker. Finally, I walk outside again and notice my Amelia start to shiver. I need a blanket, I yell out to my warriors. Ted runs over and covers my Amelia with a warm blanket. I pull her closer to my chest. attempting to use my body head to soothe her. I've missed those tingles and her captivating scent. Ted, Damon and Matthew will follow me back to North Mountain. The rest of you are under the orders of Beta Bentley, I announce. They all bow and I once again take off to the territory. We run even faster than before, my Amelia's lips becoming blue. After about 45 minutes, we make it back to the territory. I check Amelia's pulse once more and it's barely there. I break out into a sprint with her in my arms. We barge into the pack hospital. I can't even hear her heart beating. Doctors, I yell. They run over and I place Amelia on a gurney, with my hand still in hers. Alpha Christian, you must let go, we need to revive her heart, one of the nurses say. I hesitantly let go and watch them shock my Amelia back to life. Her heart stopped. I collapse onto my knees at the sight of my mate lifeless. After 4 rounds, the doctors found a faint heartbeat and take her into another room. They refused I go with them. I stay there on the floor, watching them roll away my purpose, my entire world. I pray to the moon goddess, she is watching over my angel. Christian, you need to get up. I look up to see Evelyn looking down at me. I'm the one kneeling to someone. I'm kneeling to my queen. I accept Evelyn's hand and slowly get off the ground. Her heart stopped. Evelyn, I say shakily. Evelyn leads me into an empty hospital room and pulls me into a hug. She needs to see David. To Christian. We need to go home, Evelyn says, breaking the silence. I nod to her, agreeing. As soon as they finish the checkup, well, leave, I reply. We both walk out of the room, finally gaining some composure. I walk back into the hallway and walk towards the receptionist. Hey, when can Annabelle and Amelia leave? I ask her. She looks into the computer and finally looks back up at me. Alpha Christian, Annabelle is free to leave. Amelia, however, has healing broken bones and brain trauma. She is stable enough to leave, but I must advise against it. The nurses prepare them both for departure. Immediately I reply sternly. The nurse nods and I make my way to Annabelle's room. I quickly open the door and notice everyone is here. Christian, how is she? My mom asks, getting up from Annabelle's bed. Not good. We're leaving in the next hour. David needs to see her, and it's time to get back home, I reply. Alpha Giovanni, I cannot thank you enough for what you have done for our family. We are indebted to you, I say as I turn towards Giovanni. Of course, Alpha Christian. I'm so glad everyone is alive, he replies. I should get back to my mate. I'll meet you guys outside in a few minutes, I say as I exit the room. Mom and Dad stay to help Annabelle pack up and Evelyn follows me to Amelia's room. I track her scent and open the door to her room. As soon as I open the door, Evelyn chokes on air at the sight of my Amelia. Oh my goddess is all she mumbles out, as she starts shaking. Amelia is bandaged up everywhere, with many wires strapped to her. She's stable for now and should be out for about a day. She has 4 broken ribs, a sprained wrist and a good possibility of a concussion. Take care of her, Alpha, one of the nurses says as she gets ready to move her. They're going to load Amelia in a larger van, so that she can remain at her hospital bed. I follow behind the nurse and help her load Amelia in the van. A trembling Evelyn follows close behind. Soon enough we make it outside, and I watch as the nurses load my fragile mate into the van. Hey Christian, I hear we're heading home. Bentley asks as I see Bentley and Tarkson jogging towards me. Yet David needs to see her. Did you get all the evidence? I ask them, since we found Amelia in a laboratory. I'm very concerned as to what they were doing to her. Yep, all the warriors are headed to their cars now, Jackson replies. Good. Evelyn, head in the car with Annabelle. Bentley and Jackson, you'll be with me, I say. Evelyn nods and makes her way to my parents. Luckily Annabelle is sleeping, so the trip won't be difficult for her either. I wave goodbye to Alpha Giovanni and we all climb into the van, sitting around a sleeping Amelia. The door is shut and the driver starts the car to drive off back to Don Pride. So, what did you guys find? I asked the boys, breaking our silence. In the lab, there was tons of syringes and test tubes. There seemed to be some sort of simulation set up too. Honestly, the whole thing was pretty creepy. What if they messed with her head? Bentley explains worriedly. The only thing keeping Xavier from breaking free is the steady breathing of my mate. I have to remind myself that she's safe with me now. That she's alive. In his office there was a map of every pack in the country. They had classified information on all the Alpha families too. I still can't wrap my head around why they would just let us walk right through the Jackson ads. I nod to his final statement. I don't understand it either. She is definitely not done with us yet. I reply sighing. Oh, how I wish life was easy. Do you think she'll be the same? Jackson asks, looking down at a sleeping Amelia. I gently push a hair out of her face, looking down at her as well. I think she'll be stronger, I reply. Honestly, I have no idea how she'll wake up. But if she managed to trick a werewolf only 2 days ago, I know my little fighter is still in there somewhere. Eleanor will be able to help them both at least. She's been through the hell, to Bentley adds, and we all nod. I think we should wait a few days to tell Uncle David. Amelia looks worse than Margot looked when she died from the accident. We should let Amelia's body heal a bit before he sees her, Jackson suggests. No, I can't wait. If someone kept from me that Amelia was home, I'd be pissed. No matter her condition. This whole situation has lost me more boyfriend points than I can count, I reply. Our trip home was a long and stressful one. Every once in a while Amelia's heart rate would spike and we would all freak out. Trying to fix her hubby or even give her compressions. We talked strategy for when we return and how we're going to deal with Amelia and Annabelle coming back. Amelia was gone for the whole month. I was able to finish our bedroom before her return, so at least she will have a good surprise. I've already called the hospital to put Lily's all around and even brought in her bedsheets from home. Finally, we pull into the parking lot of the hospital and throw the doors open. Alpha Christian, welcome back drive. Denver greets us as soon as we get out of the van drive. Denver, thank you for coming, and I reply to him. Bentley helps me roll Amelia's hospital bed out of the van. Oh my goddess drive. Denver says as Amelia comes into view. I look over and see my parents' van also pull in. Annabelle is in that van. Well, bring Amelia into her room as she's stable right now. Go check on Annabelle, I say to drive. Denver. He nods and heads to the other van while we roll my mate into the hospital. As soon as we open the doors, we're greeted by the worried faces of my pack. They all stand there speechless at the state of their future Luna. I brush past them all and finally get Amelia into her room. I'll call David over. Spend some time with your mate Christian, Bentley says as he exits the room. I nod and turn towards my mate. Her bruises look worse and her body is so sunken in. She has bandages all around her torso and a small cast around her wrist. Her once radiant blonde hair has turned matted, filled with dirt. I'll have the girls give her a bath once she becomes stable again. I grab a hold of my mate's hand and bring it to my cheek. Oh, how I've missed her touch. The way she would scrunch her nose when she smelled something she didn't like. The look in her eyes when she was behind a joke or prank. Even her gorgeous smile. That was contagious to anyone who saw it. With my daughter, I hear the door burst open and I let out a warning growl to anyone who dare interrupt me right not. I quickly turn to see David, who is frozen in place staring at his only daughter. I quickly get up to guide him to see Amelia. Oh Millie, David says, breaking down. Tears stream from his cheeks as he makes his way beside my mate. I rest my hand on his back, attempting to comfort the poor man. She has lost so much this past year. I could never imagine the pain she has gone through. Did you kill him, Christian? David asks, gritting the words out of his teeth. Normally my wolf would take that tone as a sign of disrespect, but I know he means far from that. No one was there, sir. They let us walk right in and take her. I've called off all my warriors searching. We're going to barricade the pack for now to let everyone heal. A weak Luna means a weak pack. I try to explain to him. David only nods and returns his gaze to Amelia. Christian, this is to never happen again. You have one last chance. If you think I won't bring Amelia right back to France, you're wrong. I will always choose the safety of my daughter over everything. David threatens. I can't help but let out a low growl at his tone. She will not leave me again, David, I reply coldly. Our conversation ends there and we both sit there, staring at my mate. Hello, Alpha. Mr. Evans. We need to take Amelia in for examination. If she is as malnourished as your sister, it won't be an easy recovery. I need you both to leave the room. Enver says as he walks in. I expect someone to be with Amelia at all times. 2 guards will be standing in front of her door as well. I reply, getting up from my spot. I lean down and plant a quick kiss on Amelia's forehead and leave the room, with David following me. I'm going to grab a coffee, David says as he takes off down the hallway. I decide to make a quick visit to Annabelle while I wait. This is going to be a very long night.